absolute bloody sliver of a lay-by now, so it is. Good morning, me old spotted actors is an inclusive of pop to bloody pings, and how the devil are you? I hope you're well. Get straight to this for a sliver of a lay-by. I haven't parked here last night, hence I'm not up on the pavement, but I just got to watch. I've turned... Look how close they come past you. These are some of the lay-bys you're expected to stay in. What a load of shite. Just mindful. These are some of the lay-bys you're expected to stay in. I haven't parked here last night, as I said. If I had, I'd have had to go up on this pavement to the left-hand side because you really are exposed to the road here. They're not so good, these lay-bys. Maybe I'm getting a gap coming out. There is a truck coming down the way, but he's coming over to overtake us. But I've just passed about 4 or 5 of these lay-bys and there's trucks in them. Just humped up onto the pavement. Struggling for time last night, nowhere else to go. Just boom, lay-by I'll have to do. You're exposed to all this wood line here. There are back roads leading off into these wood lines, so prime escape routes for thieving bastards and fuel theft, I tell you. It's rife up here. With the other side of Culsterworth, we didn't stay here last night, I stayed down near Peterborough. I went to a place I know quite well in Whittlesea, where I've stayed many times before, and that's where we stayed last night. We're on our way up to Cumbria. We went down to Fadlifar yesterday, down towards Kings Lynn, that's where I went. So I went to Kings Lynn yesterday, and then I ran down to Rainham in Essex, mate, innit? On the outskirts of fucking London, mate. Yeah, a little bit wild, a little bit fucking way. Yeah, all this shit here, you see, slithers. Now you've got a wood line there and a back road going through, so that's prime escape routes for thieving bastards up on them back roads. There is civilization round there. There's little country back roads leading you off to here, there and everywhere, Grantham and all that. All round here, there's a fella over there in a truck parked for the night. All round here is prime for fuel thieves. Drop somebody off there, there's a slip road coming down. Drop somebody off on that slip road there with a couple of big jerry cans and an electric pump and a money pipe. They're aiming at you. You won't hear a thing. They pump the diesel out within minutes. You don't hear a bloody thing. Please excuse me, my hay fever's terrible this morning. I've got no hay fever tablets left. Yeah, it's absolutely rife all round here with thieving. I remember coming up here once. It was 4.5 years ago. I hadn't been driving long. I'd got the other side of Culsterworth and I thought I had enough time to get me to, I think it was Markham Moor I was wanting. It was either Markham Moor or Blythe Services I was wanting. And it was a Friday night, typical. I was naive, no idea, didn't know how to fight back and all that. Bloody tell them, no, I am not doing it. Mind you, fucking hell, now it's changed, I'm still doing that now, fucking Fridays. And I was getting kept out basically. I knew I was going to get kept out though, so it didn't bother me. So I was going to have to run in on Saturday. I'd loaded down near London, I was tipping Wilton. So I knew I was going to be getting kept out. And I was coming up here and there was a lay-by. I can't mind up exactly which lay-by it was. We might have just have passed it, but it was round near Grantham anyway. And a truck had pulled out this lay-by, a dairy truck. I think it was Payne's Dairy or Pines Dairy or something. And he hadn't looked and he just fucking pulled out. And it was heavy traffic. So everyone had screeched and swerved to avoid him. Well, the truck, what was coming to plough straight into him, had to swerve over into lane 2. The two cars in lane 2, both panicked. Both hit each other. Had a little slight collision with the truck, but both, anyway, it was a knock-on effect. There was about 5 or 6 cars. Boom, 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 all piled in each other because they was travelling too close, to be fair. The dairy truck just fucked off. He'd gone. None the wiser. Well, if he'd got to have seen it, because I would have. You know, if you look in your fucking mirrors, you can see what carnage you're doing. You know what I mean? You can see what crack is. It could have been. In fact, it could. I think it was this lay-by here. It was this lay-by here. I'm sure it was. It might. I think it was that one. It was either that one or the next one. Anyway, it had happened from about. I was from about here to that truck behind it halfway, and I watched it unfold. Yeah, I watched it all unfold. As I say, well, like a domino effect. Boom, boom, boom. They were all travelling too close to each other. Could have been this one. It was either that. No, it was the one behind us where we've just been. Yeah, that was it. It was that one. It was either that one or this one. Anyway, it was one of these two fucking laybys. All travelling too close. Boom, 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 boom. Bish, bash, bush, bush, bash. Diddly up, tato, tato. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. There was no one seriously injured, but there was one guy fannying about. Oh, my neck, can't move, my back, my neck, because it wasn't his fault and somebody had run in him, and he was playing up. You know what I mean? Anyway, everyone were ringing 999 frantically. The crews turned up. The first one to arrive on scene was an emergency paramedic, and I helped him with this guy's neck and blah blah blah. We both came to the same conclusion without saying a word to each other. This paramedic was the professional, but I was assisting him because there was only me and him there. What would volunteer to do anything? Well, it was his fucking job, but there was only me there what would volunteer to help anyway. So I'm assisting him with this guy. I'm holding this guy's neck still. No, this was it. This is the lay-by, because I remember there being a lay-by straight across. It was that exact fucking lay-by there. That's the one. I do, there was a lay-by across, and that was the exact lay-by. Anyway, as I say, I'm just before the lay-by. So I assist this guy, everything's stopped, there's cars all on fucking road, you know what I mean? And without saying a word, me and this paramedic both looked at each other and nodded. When this guy was answering this paramedic's questions, we both looked at each other and nodded, and I knew that he was thinking the same as me, and he knew that I was thinking, this guy's full of shit, he's a lying bastard, do you know what I mean? But he had to go through the procedure of doing his job. Or was it that one? No, it was that lay-by back there anyway. We've established that now. And they all look same in dark, don't they? So then the fire brigade turned up. They were the second to arrive, followed by about three police cars. The coppers come and they started shunting everything forwards. Now I'm running out of time by this time. You know, I'm seriously running out of time. So I says to the copper, I said, listen, I really need a break. I said, I'm going to need a break. I said, I'm going to be out of time shortly. Can I get to this lay-by? So this copper looked, weighed it up, and like I said, by this time I were about from here to that truck, away from lay-by. So the copper made more cars move. Right, let this lad get in here. So he said, we'll need to clear that lay-by anyway. He said, because we need to get some of these vehicles. There was two, one car was written off, right? We'll need to clear space for that lay-by anyway, because we'll get this car in, because that's written off. So they cleared space, they let me come up into fucking back at lay-by, yeah. And then they put the knackered car in front, yeah. So anyway, blah blah blah, one thing and another. Next thing, the people across the other side of the carriageway were all rubbernecked, right? And they had a big accident on that side, 3 cars piled into each other, so the coppers were like, Jesus. So the emergency services had to split themselves in half straight away. The fire engine took off to do a loop and come back down the other side, make sure everyone were alright. A few of the coppers jumped over the barriers to make sure, and nobody was injured, it was just a clear case of rubbernecking, all watching what were going on, tooting and fucking running back at each other. So both lanes of the A1 was fucked, come to a complete stop and a standstill. And it was quite funny to watch it, do you know what I mean? It was quite funny to watch it, to be honest. But just showing you what they have to put up with them emergency services. And they are genuine hard workers, and they did react and respond. And like I said, they split themselves in half stayed with us, the other half. Some of the coppers then took off in the cars to get round the other side. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So all got sorted. By this time then, when they finally did open the bloody road, I'd had my 45 I decided I haven't got enough time to get up the road to where I need to, because time's getting on, I'm not going to get parked in. So I'm going to have to park there at Grantham, basically, running in the morning. So I'm talking to this copper and he comes over to me, he says, do us a favour, drive, just move yourself forward a little bit further, just blah blah blah, there's another car going to come in at the back. I said, yeah, righto. So anyway, this copper come to me, he said, you're staying here for the night today? I says, yes. He says, right, can you hold these keys? There will be a recovery truck coming for this vehicle at some point in the next hour, or maybe 2 hours. We're going to get off shortly. I says, yeah. He says, you're keen, aren't you, staying here? He said, it's terrible round here with diesel theft. I said, what do you mean? So he's telling me crack, this copper. He said, absolutely terrible round here with diesel theft. He says, oh, it's rife. I said, why are you not doing anything about it then? He said, well, every now and again we do. He said, we do go out and we have active patrols at night times. He said, and we lie in wait for them and we catch them. He said, but it's just a drop in the ocean because they're all organised gangs. He said, once we take one splinter out, the other splinter will plug in the night after. He said, so you're fighting a losing battle. I said, all right. So anyway, he buggers off, the bloody guy comes and he, the recovery guy comes, takes the truck away. And all I've got in my frigging mind then all night, I'm in a sliver of a lay-by, I'm half up on the curb, the traffic's whizzing by me, rattling and shaking, and all I got in my head then was fuel theft. He's told me I'm going to get my fucking diesel nicked tonight. So I set my clock for 12 o'clock, I don't know why, because they'd have probably done it at about, I don't know, 9:30, 10, 11 o'clock or something, who knows. I set my alarm clock for 12 o'clock and I thought I'll wake up at midnight and I'll be up and I'll be ready for these bastards, do you know what I mean? I wasn't going to get out, I'd never get out and try and defend myself. Anyway, I set my clock for midnight. I probably had about, I don't know, 4 hours sleep. I went to bed at 8 o'clock, I got up at midnight. And when I looked, there's a van behind me and I didn't want to get out, and it's right parked behind me, this white van. And all I've got in my mind was, this copper says my diesel could get nicked here, I'm going to get my fuel pins. So there's a white van, a transit van, up my arse, I think. That's the bastard, they're going to be stealing my fuel, they're waiting for me. So what I did, with a scanny fob key, you can go through and press a little button and it goes through the flashing of the lights and the with the beacons on and blah blah. And I did that about 4 or 5 times, you know what I mean? It never moved, so I thought, right, bastards. So I left my side lights on. People will think I'm awake in this, I'm just on a break. I left my curtains wide open. Eventually, I fell fucking asleep on bed, I was knackered, do you know what I mean? Woke up in the morning, 5 o'clock, something like that, I can't mind on. It was still daylight, still summertime like. Gets out, this van's still there. Does me daily walk round checks. When I goes up to fucking windows of this van, there's some poor bastard fucking wrapped with a quilt round him asleep on the passenger seat. Probably parked up for that, trying to get his head down, and dickhead in front of him keeps fucking wanking him up with on truck, fracked to death, then he's going to pinch his diesel. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's rife all along here. My diesel never got touched, but I don't know what the moral is to this story, but these lay-bys around here are shit. They're just little tiny slivers. You've got a half up on the curb like that. You're right against the bushes, right against the tree lines, and trust me, there's loads of routes through here in these bushes to little tiny back roads where they park, and sometimes they come across farmers' fields to get you. Do you know what I mean? It's terrible. Parking round here is absolutely dreadful for parking the night for thieves. But we've all done it. You run out of time, something happens, and you've got to fucking stay there. Do you know what I mean? But it's a learning curve. So I really do think it's like a roulette. You know, you're parking up on here on the A1. There's gangs out at night time actively targeting trucks to steal the fuel. It's a roulette whether you're going to get done or not. See, there's a little back road there. There's a set of headlights coming down it. So all these little back roads all lead on to the back of these lay-bys here. And if you know the area well enough, there'll be a well-worn path going through these trees right out to the lay-by where your diesel tank is. Do you know what I mean? And they can have you emptied in literally 30 seconds. It's just, I do believe, I mean, I've never done it, but I do believe that what they do these days now, they come with a tube. Gone are the days of sucking and siphoning. They come with a tube now. How they bust your cap up, and I don't know, but they do it quietly. backfield there. There's somebody in that backfield with an electric switch on a pump. They'll flick that switch and that'll suck all that diesel straight out into, you know, some big jerry cans what they've got. And then the next thing, that'll be taken out. There'll be one lad there on site waiting. Once that's empty, he'll take that out, he'll move on to the next one. So they'll have 3 or 4 in a row. You get 2 trucks in this lay-by here, or 3 to squeeze, I'd say 2. You get 2 or 3 in here, they'll do all 3, and then they'll be away. They'll do all 3 in less than 5 minutes, and they'll be away. You won't hear a thing, do you know what I mean? To them, it's a job, it's a night. They're out on nights doing grafting. Well, that's how it is, it's big business, it's big money. I'd like to know who's selling this fucking stuff, because somebody will be selling it on black market somewhere, or maybe it's somebody what's, you know, selling it to a local one-man band haulage company what's filling their own tanks with it. Who knows, but it's being taken every night and people are making a fucking fortune out of it, you know what I mean? But it's big business. It'll never stop, it's always gone on. But sometimes when you're desperate, you're out of time, you've got to stay in these kind of lay-bys, but yeah, it is what it is. All the way up here from Grantham to Doncaster, it's terrible for him. And like I said, the police know about it. Every now and again they try and put a stop to it, but it's just a, you know, it's just a drop in the ocean. They can never stop it. There's always somebody going to do it. Where there's money to be made, there's always somebody going to take that risk. Do you know what I mean? People say, oh, I'd be out, I'd do this, I'd do that. Nah, you're not. I don't care who you are, or how big you are, or how big you think you are. You're not getting out in pitch black dark on your own in your fucking underpants, going outside of that wagon investigating who's breaking into your diesel tank. Before you know it, you'll end up with a crowbar straight round the side of your head. You'll be on your fucking arse. And I don't fancy dying that way. I'd start the engine, put all the lights on, let them know I'm there, but I wouldn't get out. Would I, bollocks? No chance, not a chance. Or I'd sit up half the night, bog-eyed, thinking they're going to steal my diesel these. It's the first time I've ever done that, and I've never done it since. Now I just go to sleep. I just go to sleep and I think if they're going to take it, they're going to fucking take it. But I think it all comes down to where you're parking. Like I said, when I get out and I might park up, I'll have a look through bushes. There's a pathway there, where does it lead to? Oh, it leads actually to a road. If I've no time left, you've got to take your chances, do you know what I mean? But if I've got time left, I'll move on to the next one. But I try my best not to park on here anyway, unless I'm in a services or a secure parking spot. But even then, you're not guaranteeing your load's going to be safe, are you? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, welcome to it. Today is Friday, it's 20 to 5 in the morning. This is our last day before Christmas. Just coming up to Newark here now, see. I keep saying I'm going to try in there, but I've always missed it. It's starting to get full now. It's not been open so long, it's Newark services. It just kind of comes up on you out of nowhere and it's just there, do you know what I mean? But I've never been in it yet. I'll try it at some point. So yeah, we're just running up to, well, we're running up to Cumbria. I'm not going to take you all the way up to Cumbria because it's a few hours away yet. But we'll probably run you up to the other side of Blythe now. This time in the morning I should be alright over that bridge with roadworks on. We should be alright up there. Just mindful, I'm closing up on this thing. I am flat out on limiter, but it seems to be slowing down, this car. Just mindful. Yeah, we'll take you over that roadworks thing, over that bridge what's being done. Put it down to one lane either side. Just saves going up the M18 and then up the M1, or going right onto the 180 and all the way up round the 62 to Ferry Bridge. We'll just keep going straight on. We should be alright at this time in the morning. It normally gets busy later on. But you can be queuing for 20 minutes, half an hour in that traffic. It's just where everything goes down to one lane either side. And the opposite side come onto your carriageway. It's that queue fucking down. So there's another truck there. You take your chances. You park up, you take your chances. It's always the poor foreign lads what's parked up in these kind of lay-bys as well, because maybe they're trying to save money or the company won't pay for services, and they're always parked up, and you can tell that they've been they've ran themselves ragged all fucking day and parked up at the last minute to take 9 hours off. There's another one coming up here now. This one's parked in for the night. You can tell when they've been parked there for the night because it'll be half up on pavement, see. You see there? It's us. That lay-by's been busy last night, so there's been 2 of them in there. He's at getting on back of it. Just his arse end's just sticking out and his unit's parked up on pavement. But all night you're going to be rocking because you'll get night trucks coming past here. I mean, when I've just flown past him then on limiter, that cab would have rocked on his side. It would. It's what happens, you know what I mean? It's what you've got to do. It's part of the job. It's part and parcel of the job. There's that much traffic on roads now. And they keep saying that they're short of so many thousand drivers. Oh, we're so many 100,000 HGV drivers short. I don't believe that for a second. I think it's all bullshit. If there's so many thousand HGV, say for instance 50,000 HGV drivers short, you show me a big car park with 50,000 wagons parked up waiting to be used. No such thing, it's a load of bollocks. There's that many wagons on road now and HGVs and trucks. It's unbelievable. There's nowhere for us to park. So if you had another 60,000 trucks on, where the hell are they going to park? You know what I mean? It's all a load of bollocks. I inquired about a job the other night. I saw one online. I'm not going to mention the name of the company, but you get a shiny V8 Scania, you know. You get a shiny V8. So, right, fucking grand. V8, no bother. So anyway, I just made an inquiry. I sent them a message on the Facebook bollocks, and somebody read it, and they got back to us. What experience have you got? Blah blah blah. So I gives them where I've worked, when I passed my test, what I've done. And then me. You know what I mean? As you do. Oh, that's grand. Can give us your number. We'll ring you tomorrow. I said, I know what. So I gives them my number. They rang us yesterday morning. Lovely conversation. Nice enough people. Going on and blah blah blah. So I get on like house on fire, you know, I was cracking on. Are you alright on a curtain side? I said, well, I've done general haulage on flatbeds. I said, I can strap a load. I said, I can soon open and shut a curtain and do my buckles underneath. I said, no problem, yeah. Aye, well, I'll send you this application form out online here and fill it in. And I said, right, I said, we've not mentioned money. I said, what's nitty gritty? I said, it's what's wages like. Oh yeah, we've not mentioned wages, have we? Ah, right, well, it's £100 a day and £30 a night out. And I says, right. I said, so, if my mathematics are correct, I said, I wasn't that clever at school. I said, I was as thick as pig shit. I said, well, £100 a day for 5 days is 500 quid. £30 a night out for 4 nights out is 120. I says, that's 620 a week. Is that before tax? Oh no, he says, that's what you're taking home. You're taking home 620 a week. I says, what, for tramping out? Yeah, plenty of overtime available if you want it. You can do Saturdays or Sundays, you run out on Sunday, that'll be extra. But yeah, you'll be taking home £620 a week. I says, you're alright, mate, I'm good, thanks. I says, you're alright, pal. I'll be losing like £200 a week. I says, no, I'll be taking a drop of £200 a week. And you'll have to run down to near Preston where we're based. I says, no, you're alright, pal. Nah, no thanks, I'll leave it. Well, you get a V8 Scania. I said, you can keep your fucking V8 Scania. I says, no, we're getting on well. I says, just leave it there. I'm alright, pal. Don't worry about it. So people are working for buttons. Do you know what I mean? And as long as people keep doing that, I'm not trying to start a revolution saying we should all get better wages and all that, but some of the jobs out there are a lot of jobs out there, but some of them are paying fucking peanuts. But you get a V8 Scania and you're expected to polish that V8 Scania within an inch of its life in your own time. But if you work that out at £6.20 a week, it's like about £6 an hour or something. It's like, fuck off, I'm not doing that, do you know what I mean? But like I say, I'd be taking a drop of like £200 a week. Who's going to do that? It's fucking stupid, isn't it? So, no, that went out the window. But at this moment in time, I don't think I'm going to be staying here. I think this job is just going to be a stopgap to get me over Christmas. I like the job where I'm at now. I like the job, it's easy, it's a piece of piss, and I am getting about a bit. But I just can't get home on Fridays, do you know what I mean? And if I do get home, I'm the last one out the yard, gone 8 o'clock. So I just can't get home Fridays. Today I will get home because I've only got now 7 hours and 42 minutes left for the week, and that's my time out. So I will get home today, no matter what happens, I'm going home. But I am going to go, I think I'm going to be expected to tip this load. So I'm going to have to go up to certain parts of Cumbria, Silloth basically, tip this and probably reload it for next week. And then I'll just run back to the yard. So I will be home today. And this, out of the 6 weeks, I've only been here 6 weeks, this is week 6 now today. The end of week 6. Out of the 6 weeks I've been here, I've been kept out for 3 of the Fridays and had to run in Saturday. 1, I got back by the skin of my teeth, and the other one I had to get picked up. somebody had to come out and drive fucking wagon bike for me. So it's not the best, you know what I mean? It's a great job, piece of piss, and the money's good. The money's decent, but just can't get home on Fridays. Don't want you to go home. I want that extra load off you all the time, so I don't really want that. I don't want to do that. So unless something changes in New Year, I'll be off to pastures new. I'll be going elsewhere. But I love the job, and I love the kind of work I'm doing. It's a piece of piss. You just ram ragged all week and then can't get home on Fridays. Nature of the beast, it is what it is. But there's that many jobs out there. I mean, there's nobody advertising at the moment because we're literally on Christmas week. There'll be jobs galore again in January, so I'll not be out of work. I'll always find something. So at this moment in time, I think if you've got a HGV licence and now they're wanting experience again, I mean, when we had COVID on, they'd just throw anybody in a fucking truck, do you know what I mean? Got a licence? Right, here you go. When did you pass your test? An hour ago. Oh, spot on. You'll be used to reversing then. Here, on you go, do this, you know what I mean? But now they're going back to wanting experience again, so if you've got a HGV licence, a clean HGV licence, and you've got a minimum of a couple of years experience under your belt, the world's your fucking oyster. You're never going to be out of work. There's always jobs out there. So you don't have to settle for second best. You don't have to settle for absolutely atrocious money at £620 a week taking home. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're working in a factory, £620 a week is a bloody good wage. But for that £620 a week, you'll be expected to work up to and including over 65 hours a week. £620 a week won't be for 40 hours or 39 hours like you get in a factory. That'll be 65 plus hours, up to 70 hours a week for that. It's not worth a fucking tube of bacca. If you work that out, it's like £6 an hour, well below minimum wage. And I don't know how they can get away with that. I mean, if you work my wage out, I'm probably on less than minimum wage per hour. Because I'm doing 65 plus hours a week. Well, the wage I'm taking home now is above average. It's above average for the industry. It's good. It's decent money to me, but it's above average for the industry. But taking home £1,000 a week jobs now, they're very few and far between. There is a few out there, but they're like rocking horse shit. You can't get hold of them. Do you know what I mean? Somebody gets a good number like that, they're staying at it, the dead men's shoes. You're not going to get on with one of them companies unless you know somebody or your family won't work. Do you know what I mean? Them kind of jobs are dead men's shoes now. And I'm quite happy with the wage I take home, it's reasonable. But I won't work for less. Like I said, I do enjoy the job, I do. But 4 nights out is a week. I signed up for 4 nights out. 4 nights out a week is enough for anyone. If I'm asked and I fancy a bit of overtime, I'll do an extra shift on a Friday. But I've got to be asked earlier on in that week, not just sprang on me on the Thursday. Do you know what I mean? But when you're not getting home, when you're married, you've got family at home. You want to be home on Fridays. You don't want to be staying out Friday, because you stay out Friday, you've got a running Saturday. Your Saturday's fucking ruined then. You've no time at home with your missus and whatnot properly. You're tired when you get home Saturday, so you sleep. So you get up Sunday, you go shopping, have a bit of family time for the afternoon, get your head down Sunday night, you're back away again in truck. You never get home. That's not good to know, man. You know, I mean, I'm not mourning, it's the industry, it's the job. Occasional Friday nights out when it can't be helped, I don't mind that, you'll accept that, that's part and parcel of the job. 3 weeks in a row is not occasional, that's been planned for it, and that's not acceptable, is it? But we're not mourning, we had a good bloody mourn on our video. Somebody asked me, have you deleted a video recently, was you made to take it off? No, I wasn't. I deleted it because I watched it back and all I did was fucking mourn. The main reason I've not had a cigarette for 5 days, and I was going through withdrawal symptoms of nicotine. So that was probably the main reason I was mourning, the main trigger. And then I was mourning about, you know, being kept out and blah blah blah. And it just come across as a pity party. And the video I was doing, the footage I was recording, was going from Limb Truck Stop, Limb Services, to Ruthyn in North Wales, boy. Oh! And I've kind of done that route before. I did one from Wigan to Ruthyn, didn't I? And I think I've done a video from coming back out of Ruthyn. So it's not like you've not seen that route before. So when I weighed it up, I thought, nah, I just sound like a right morning bastard. You know what I mean? And I thought, nah, I'm not putting this on. So it was uploaded initially, and then I deleted it. I don't want to come across as a morning get, you know what I mean? Me, bloody me. Because then I'll be contradicting myself. If you're not happy somewhere, leave, find something else. Like I'm getting to that point now where I'm not happy here after 6 weeks. I've only been here 6 weeks. I've no intentions of giving this 3 months, because if it doesn't change after Christmas, I'm away, I'm off. I won't put up with being kept out Fridays on a regular basis. It's not for me. That's not what I wanted. If I'd have wanted that when I signed up for the job, I wouldn't have minded, but I don't want that. Monday to Friday, or Monday to Thursday, when I'm staying out overnight, I am happy to travel the length and breadth of this UK, from Land's End to John O'Groats. Not a problem at all. I will work anywhere, I will stay out anywhere. Friday, I want back home. Not bothered what time I get home on Friday, but I want back. You know what I mean? Ideally, it's a reasonable time, but I don't want kept out. I don't want to work Friday nights out. I don't want to work 6 days a week. I want to work 5. That's what I signed up for. I know I say if you start a new job, you've got to give it a minimum of 3 months. But after 6 weeks, I've already decided that if things don't change here after Christmas, I'll be away. Which is a shame, because it's a good job. And you do get left alone. They're not mithering your time. At the minute, they're just planning you for 6 days instead of 5. So it'll be a shame, but I have mentioned something a couple of times. It's like talking to a fucking wall. It's like talking to a brick wall. It doesn't get listened to, but we'll see what happens in the next few weeks. But I'm quite fancying tipper work next. I'm torn between tipper work and fridge work. The only thing with tipper work is you're chasing your arse on all day because you're paid by the miles, aren't you? But I am quite fancying either tipper work or fridge work next. I want to be that fucking humming bastard in the corner all on my own, what nobody wants to park next to. We'll see how we get on. We're still on the A1 anyway. It's now 5 to 5 in the morning. We're only on for another half an hour or so, that will. pull over, I'll cut you loose and I'll crack on. I'm hoping to get across the other side of live services there, the other side of that roadworks on the bridge, but I'm just mindful now that yes, it is coming up to 5 o'clock, and you know the world starts coming alive now, so traffic's going to start getting heavier. But we should still be alright. I think we should be alright till about 6 o'clock, 6:30 going across that bridge, and then when you start getting your rush hour traffic, it's chaos, it's pandemonium. I think today will be Mad Friday, won't it? Depending on where you live. I mean, when I lived in Wigan for most of my life, they always called it Mad Fridays, where people break up for work today and they all go out on work's piss-ups and everybody just gets together and has a good piss-up and that. Mad Friday it's called. Up round Cumbria, I know in Penrith they used to call it Black-Eyed Friday. Black-Eye Fridays. There's Mad Friday, they all get pissed up and start fighting and bother cars, you know what I mean? Depends where you live in the UK. It'll all end in Friday, but there'll be a certain name for it, won't there? So we're not far off Markham Moor now, just coming up to East Markham here, Retford. So you've got Markham Moor, then Blythe. Fair way up yet. Backing him off because we're creeping up with that speed. Markham Moor is actually a good services to park at. Parking wise, you get a decent shower and you get some good parking spots. However, the last time I was in there, the food was absolutely shit. So if you don't want to eat and you just want to park, get yourself onto here at Markham Moor. It's a good truck stop for parking only. The food was fucking shite the last time I stayed there, but it was a good shower, cracking shower, and a good parking space. All level, proper tarmac car park with proper parking bays. But the food was fucking awful. I dare say it's not changed. Wasn't that expensive either. I think it was 22 quid or something last time I was parked there. Yeah, but food was crap. But if you got your old jack, mate, you're laughing, aren't you? Just park up, pay your parking, get a shower. Just coming towards 50 mile an hour. There is a camera halfway up this hill. I don't know if it's working or not, but there is a grey camera box. Maybe it's an old camera what's not been updated, but it's still there. Just coming into 50 now. Why the hell they've got a 50 here, I've no idea. It just doesn't make sense. The residential areas around, I don't know, but they've got it street lit anyway. They've got it street lit here just for this 50 mile an hour section, and then it goes back to normal again. The mind boggles. I don't know why. There is a camera up here. It's a grey one. It's just halfway up this hill here. It's just on the left hand side. You take your chances. Well, there is actually a residential area, a property there. There's a camera there. If that's maybe still working, I don't know. But it looks all like full of moss and shit at the back of it. So sometimes they've got them cameras on and they're just not working anymore. But they still get people slowing down. Because I know all the modern ones now are all yellow, aren't they? Well, that one's still an old original grey one, but it's just full of moss on back. Yeah, when they first come out, the speed cameras, they were all just grey boxes, weren't they? Now they're all painted proper bright yellow and that. They have to be seen to be putting markers up and signs telling you that they're there. They were just big grey box squirrels sticking out bushes years ago. Mind you, I am old enough to remember the times before, back in there, before speed cameras and all that, and you just got random coppers with standing in bushes with speed guns, didn't you? I really remember all that. They'd always catch some bugger though, they'd always flag somebody there. Usually the poor delivery man just trying to go about his business and do a day's work. Right, so what's next subject of conversation then? What have we not talked about yet? I'm actually just coming out the 50 now. I thought I'd come out it back there. Ah well, no harm done. That wind was horrendous all yesterday and all last night. It's woke up this morning, it's gone, and it just seems normal again here because I'm going to be going over the. I'm going to be going up to Scotch Corner basically, then across the A66. Yeah, that wind, oh, it was bloody awful yesterday. It was frightening, I tell you, frightening going down to King's Lynn yesterday morning. I had to stay on the A66 the night before and the wind was horrendous, but I getting up in the morning, I stayed over near Warcop, to the side of Warcop I stayed. I getting up in the morning, I went up the 66, over Stainbow down the other side. But somebody said about an hour after I'd been up, they'd shut the A66 off to high-sided vehicles, so we dropped lucky there. But honestly, all down bloody A1 yesterday, and all down A17 and 47 into King's Lynn, it was horrendous, it was frightening. But every time a truck come past you going opposite way, the vortex when it was caused, fucking hell, it fricked me deaf. But it must have been same for other truck when I come rocketing past that going opposite. Oh, it was bloody horrendous. And then this tractor come past me, going the opposite direction, and the backblast what it caused, it flicked a load of shit up off the tractor and the tyres, come over onto my windscreen, and fucking hell, windscreen was just full of crap. Oh, it was horrible. And I put wishy-washers on and bloody get rid of it. Bloody awful, lad, awful, I tell you. Oh, it was bad. Hey, we're free, we're frightening, in dark as well, in dark, you know what I mean? And every 2 minutes you're getting that little bit of drizzle and then that bloody road salt peppered up off fucking vehicles. Oh, it's horrible, horrible. It won't text you, I tell you. It wasn't nice. Yeah, it's been really bad wind. This last couple of months we've had some storms and wind. And it's been horrendous, hasn't it? That's why I don't like winter, mate. I really don't. That's why I'd prefer to live in Australia or somewhere. You'll get winter times, of course you will, and you get some really bad sessions of rain, but on the whole it's normally lovely. It's normally red hot and nice weather. Don't like all these storms and freezing cold, shitting up, horrible, dreary, dismal, foggy mornings. But I think I'm too old to go and live in Australia now. I'll tell you what I would like to do though. I'll tell you what I would like to do. It's no good with me and my wife now because I would never see her. And I think we're both too old to be going down the route of emigration and that. But if it ever happens to my wife and I become single again on my own, I would look into sponsorship. I would start getting in touch with companies in Australia and asking would they sponsor me to go over there and work for them. I know I would have to resit my test again, but I can already drive one of these things so I can pass my test. Because your English licence, I don't think, counts for fuck all in Australia. I think if you go over to Australia as a truck driver, you've got to resit your test again, which would be no problem. But I would love to get a job with an Australian company doing outback trucking, and I think that would make a great channel on here as well. I really do. Well, it would just be a continuation of this channel, but I would love to get a job long hauling across Western Australia and the outback, going from Darwin to Sydney, stuff like that, or you know what I mean, or over across Western Australia and going on them outback red dirt track roads, Alice Springs and all that. Oh, I'd fucking love it. I would love it. That would be my dream job. So yeah, if I ever found myself in a position where I was single again, because you'd be away for weeks at a time, so it'd be no point me and my wife going over there, because I'd never see her. She'd probably end up with some fucking bronze Aussie instead of me. You know what I mean? But yeah, there'd be no point me and her going over doing it. But if I ever got the opportunity, I would love to do that. I would get in touch with companies and say, will you sponsor me? Because you need a sponsorship to go over there. Because I'm pushing 50. So I'm too old for the working class and the working visa now. Yeah, I would love to do that. I really would love that. It'd make for some great videos as well. That would be my dream job. Just on my own. Just me, on my own. Get enough food and supplies with you, so if you do break down, you're not gonna, you know, you've got enough water. Because you should, apparently, I mean, I've never been to that part of Australia. I only ever did Sydney in winter. New South Wales I was in when I was there. But apparently there's stories where people have been travelling on that road and they've broke down, they've not had enough food and water on them, so they've decided to try and walk back out to find help, which apparently is the worst thing that you can do, because you could be walking for 2 days without seeing anybody, and you're exposed to the sunshine, the heat. You've no water, the heat's taking it out of you, plus you're then exposed to the cold temperatures of a night time and predators. Do you know what I mean? So they reckon the worst thing you can do is walk out. The worst thing you can do is leave your vehicle, so you must have enough food and water on you until help arrives. And eventually somebody will see you, because there are people who use that road. But yeah, chance you take in it, do you know what I mean? But I would love that. I really would love not to die out on that road, but I would love to go on an adventure and get a job doing that. Delivering products, goods and that on the back of a wagon on that dirt track. Oh, it'd be fucking awesome, like. Yeah, I'd enjoy it. But again, you'd have to know how to do, you'd have to learn how to do basic maintenance tasks, and also how to change your tyre. Because you couldn't be making the phone call for somebody to come out and change your fucking tyre for you there. Might take them 2 days to get to you. So you'd have to know how to change your own tyres. Do you know what I mean? I mean, unless you hit something really sharp, you're not going to get more than one flat tyre. You might have 2 punctures. So you'd have to know how to change it yourselves. Anyway, this is Blythe Services in 1.5 miles now, so we're just going to pray on up here. We're going to carry on up here. Wind's picking up a little bit now, after saying it's gone before. It's just picking up a bit again. We're going to carry on past Blythe, and we're going to see if we can get through these roadworks at 5:10 in the morning. See if we've no issues, because I don't fancy coming off and going up the M18 and having to divert and go up the M1, because we'll hit all that traffic there going past Sheffield and whatnot, and it's all down to 50 mile an hour roadworks there, isn't it? And I don't fancy turning right and going on the M62 on the 180 and then picking up the M62 and coming back the other side of Faddley 4 Services. I can't mind what it's called, you know the one I mean. Near Power Station. Ferry Bridge, yeah. So I'm just going to keep going straight on, and hopefully we can get through these roadworks no problem. We should be alright. Save us a lot of time if we do. And then we'll get the other side of that, and we'll cut you loose just before we get onto the A1M again through the other side of Leeds.